Hey everybody, I am Brittany Dunn. Some of you may better know me as Brittany Pistol of Funky Furniture Facelifts. We are based out of Oklahoma City, Oklahoma, and I have been doing this for a little over 7 years now. My husband has been doing it with me for coming up on 2 years, and this is my very first tutorial ever, so bear with me. My daughter actually gave me a few tips before we started, so this should be fun. We are here today to show you our aged stripes. It is a really simple, easy concept, but I figured out a thing or two to make them go a lot smoother and be, straighter and just better all around. So I figured that would be a really good thing to show you. And plus, it's one of my most requested accent designs on my custom orders, which is all I do. So I think that you'll like it, and I hope that you do enjoy it and learn a thing or two from it. Okay, everybody, so I'm currently working on a very giant hutch. I think it's the biggest hutch that I have ever done in the 7 years that I've been doing this. So I can't show you the whole piece, and I wouldn't be able to do that with anything that I do, because if you follow me, you know that I put multiple finishes and multiple designs on every single thing that I do. So we're gonna do the inside drawers of the hutch today, where the stripes are going. I almost always put stripes on probably 80% of my furniture. It's just a really classy, timeless design, and everybody loves them. Okay, so here's the hutch that these drawers will be going into. Like I said, they're gonna be behind a door, but the peekaboo effect is always fun and much requested, and everybody loves them. So there's 3 drawers, and here they are right here. So like I said, we have sanded them and painted them accessible beige by Sherwin-Williams. So now that we have them sanded and painted, so I'm gonna take this 220 sandpaper by 3M. All of my supplies will be listed in the comments below. This is my go-to sandpaper. I have not found a sandpaper that I like better. I don't like sanding blocks. Sometimes I use chalk paint so I can do the wet rag distressing, but I don't know, I just like Sherwin-Williams paint and I like sandpaper. So what I'm gonna do right now is just smooth it out a little bit. So the finish on top is getting smoother, and I'm also getting some distressed edges. I'm gonna bring it a little closer. So, okay. So we have gotten all 3 drawers to the point where I just showed you on the last drawer. Now, this is really a good stripe job to show you because it's on 3 separate pieces that I'm gonna create to be one stripe. We're just gonna take the sandpaper and go up and down. Pretty much all over, because every other space is gonna be a black stripe, so just go up and down. This is where my muscles come in. My husband always tells me I have guns. And this is what they are from. Okay, so on the sandpaper, do not, I repeat, do not use a coarse grit sandpaper. You will get scratch after scratch after scratch all over your piece, no matter what it is. Do not use a coarse sandpaper. Always use, my go-to is 220 because it's not too fine to where it's gonna take forever, but it gives such a pretty aged finish to it. So, okay, working on my last drawer here. I've got my workout for the week. Literally, like I said, 220 doesn't make you work too hard, but it does make you work. So we're gonna finish up this. Okay, so we just finished step 3, or I guess 4, which was sanding all the imperfections to make it perfectly imperfect. Okay, so the hard part is out of the way now. We've all got our workout in for the week. So now we're gonna glaze with Valspar antiquing glaze. It's super versatile, it's super cheap, it's super amazing. I use it all the time. You can get it at Lowe's, it's like $7, and it goes a long way. So I always use a cheap chip brush with this and a dry rag. So here's the drawers. We got them in order. And I just apply it vertically all over. And this is a common misconception with my glaze finish, that when I do it on designs, I don't do it at the end, I do it in between colors, because when I'm using black paint, if I do it after the black paint, sometimes it rubs it off or it completely fades it. So do it before your finishing color. The strokes really don't matter which direction you do them in, it's all really about which direction you wipe them off in. I'm just OCD, so we'll do the ledge in a minute. So take your rag. I'm gonna push these two out of my way so I don't wipe them on accident. Just take your rag, literally just bunch it up in a ball. Make sure that there's no hanging pieces because they will get in your way. And just wipe vertically. It will stain the whole thing. It will stain where the wood is coming through even more, so it gives it so much dimension. It's so beautiful. I love Valspar glaze. Usually if I have enough glaze on my rag, I'll come over here to the ledge and just wipe it instead of brushing it directly on there. Perfect. Okay, so these look beautiful and gorgeous and perfectly imperfect already, and most people would probably stop at this point, but we're gonna go ahead and add some black stripes. So this is step 6. Okay, so after we've washed out our brush and put our rag away, washed our hands and taken off our wedding ring like we should have done before the glaze, we're gonna get out our handy dandy frog tape. I do not use any other tape. That is the only tape that I use. It's just the only way to go. So it is the green tape that you see right here. Let me show you what it comes in. It's really cool. Frog tape. It's the best. Don't get anything else. So what we are doing now, which is step 7, we're going to, what I always do, I'm sure there's a million different ways to do this, but what I have found to be the most simple way is to find the center of your piece that you're working on. So this is 15.5 inches. I'm gonna have to go from the, okay, so 15.5, which is 7 3/4 is the middle. And then I'm using 1-inch tape. So I just go 1/2 inch over from my mark on each side, and that will be my center piece of tape. Bottom. Okay, and now for the tape. Do not put a single piece on each drawer. Put it all the way across. And I'll show you. This is probably the only thing that I tape off. It's just pretty much common sense. If you're gonna make stripes and you want straight edges, you use tape. Sorry, sometimes it's kind of hard to get the first piece going. I think we're good. So flatten it out on each piece. Be careful not to move it. We got geese flying by right now. You might hear a train in a few minutes. It's literally in my front yard. Okay, so make sure the edges are all the way down. And then I'm gonna rip it in between to go over the top ledge. But doing it as one piece ensures that it's even and straight so that when you put them back into the hutch, they're all lining up. Now this next part is probably what scares people the most out of taping off stripes. And it's literally the easiest thing that I do. So, I do not measure them. I do not use a template. I seriously just get my tape and I put it right beside, here I'll do it on this side. I put it right beside the line and I mark it on the other side. I do it twice to ensure that it's straight, top and bottom. If it's a wider area, I'll do 1 or 2 or 3 or however many in the middle. And then you just put the tape right along the edge you just created with your pencil. Okay, so now that we have all the stripes taped off, we're going to paint the second color. You can do whatever color you want, obviously, on either color, but I am showing you Accessible Beige by Sherwin-Williams, and the top color is going to be black. Now there's a million different black colors. The black that I use for my bigger parts of my furniture is Sherwin-Williams, but for these I use this black acrylic paint. You can get it at Hobby Lobby. And I use this on designs because it covers in one coat and it's acrylic, which is my favorite paint. So we're gonna paint all of these stripes now. And I just use an artist brush. Just basic no kind of skill type brush strokes. I mean, there's tape, so you really cannot mess this up. And after pulling off the tape, here is the finished product. There's some that are still a little wet. You can't really see the glaze in this video, but I promise you it's because of the fluorescent lighting, and it is essential for this look. It's just not the same without it. And if you end up with not as many distressed areas as you had hoped for, just add a little bit more. Just be very careful not to get it on the black. And as you can see, I went over the edges. And peekaboo! There's the finished product on the finished product. Like I said, I put so many designs on every piece, so I hope you liked the stripes. I did the same concept on the checker. You can find more tutorials on BrittanyPistol.com as soon as it's finished being rebuilt, so go ahead and follow my Facebook. The link is in the description on this post, and we'll let you know as soon as it's done, and we hope to see you again. I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you.